Now, our worth is objective. It's divinely given, and it doesn't change by our production, by our imperfection, by who we can prove and please. However, how do we teach that and communicate that to our daughters? Because unless you understand your value as a woman, as a mother, how can you give and protect your daughter's worth if you don't understand without a shadow of a doubt that you're valuable apart from what everybody else thinks of you, apart from your accomplishments, apart from your production, apart from what you think you can produce as a woman? Why is this so important? Because it's not what you tell her, it's actually how you show up for her. But more importantly, perhaps this isn't even a conversation in the house. So let me give you an example. Your daughter comes home and it says, Mom, I'm horrible. I got a D on my test and now everyone's going to make fun of me. I'm just horrible. I'm a bad student and just, I'm just so bad, Mom. And she goes on and complaining about how bad she did in her test and that how awful she is. Now, as a woman, as a mom, how do you react to your daughter self-loathing herself and labeling herself and making herself feel less significant based on her grade? So yes, you can tell her, oh, honey, it's just a grade. Don't worry about it. You can do better next time. Let's work on it. You know, your grades don't really define you, and I want you to do better next time. You can say all that, but if she hears you, right? If she hears you saying, "Oh, I'm a hot mess, like I'm so horrible, like I can never get laundry done, never enough time, this is so horrible, I'm such a bad mom, I'm just so awful at this." So now what you're telling her and how you're showing up for her is contradicting itself. Here's the bad news bears. It's not what you tell her that she absorbs neurologically, literally, neurologically. It's how you model for her, how you protect your own worth by the labels you give yourself and by the way you actually talk to yourself when things don't happen the way you want it to happen, right? That now you're not a horrible mom because you didn't accomplish all those things that you said you were going to do, right? Because what makes us valuable is completely apart from what we can accomplish throughout the day and not accomplish. If our living room is clean, that does not make us less valuable or not. If she got an A or a D in class, does not make her less valuable. It might mean she needs to study some more. It might mean that you need to learn to clean up your living room as a skill set, but by no way does it actually degrade and lessen who you are and your value as a woman. Now, as a mother, you have to have language and how to communicate exactly the distinction between learning a skill and not knowing, and knowing that it doesn't define your worth. You need to have that conversation with your daughter and say, okay, beautiful daughter, listen, the D that you got in school does not define you. You are not any less of a beautiful person, less competent because you have a D. It just means that you need to study more. And it might mean that you need to watch less TV or create a solution for you to not to have that D. But it doesn't make me love you less or more. I love you regardless of what your grade. It doesn't also lessen yourself as a person. You're the same beautiful human being that needs to study some more. That's all there is. So exactly how I communicated and exactly also, is way I would communicate to my children. But that's how we can, in variation, make sure we protect our daughter's value because they don't know how to do that. But the kicker is that you need to know how to do that by first becoming aware when it does show up. And secondly, how you're modeling for her, managing her own failures so that her failures don't define her. So this is why it is vital for us to walk the walk first, because it's not the talk that counts, it's the walk. So as a mother out there who have daughters and sons, because you need to prepare your son to what to look for one and how to have a relationship someday with a woman who also understands her value and doesn't compromise what and who she is and who she was created to be. So no, this isn't just for daughters. I have to do the same thing for my 3 sons, right? That the conversations I have with my 12-year-old daughter, my 12-year-old son, is so vital for him to understand the foundation of the kind of woman that I believe he should be with, and not, specifically what they look like or all this external, but a woman who values her own worth, that does not actually compromise her dreams, her hopes, and who she is because of all the negative labels and self-talk she inherited. So it's important that we help our children pay attention to this now. And it really boils down to walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So I'm going to challenge you to really pay attention to how you're walking the walk, so that you help protect her self-worth by being the woman first that you can model after. My name is January Donovan with the Women's School, gently challenging you to truly shift a next generation of women who no longer doubts their worthiness, rather is able to walk in imperfectly, regardless of what they can produce, perfect, prove, and please, and know their value uncompromisingly.